Hi, welcome to Ani Recapped. Today, I will explain a 2018 fantasy called Zoku o Waramonogatari. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. In the beginning we see a boy named Koyomi, and we watch him as he wakes up one day after his graduation. He feels kinda lost, because he is not in high school anymore, and at the same time he isn't a college student yet. Those thoughts concern him constantly, and it is the only thing he currently thinks about. He goes to the bathroom to wash his face, and when he looks at himself in the mirror, something strange happens. His reflection acts weird and stares at him. He tries to touch it but falls straight through the mirror. Everything around him then changes and Koyomi collapses. He wakes up in the bathroom and wonders what just happened. He then notices Karen, who comes out of the shower, but she looks different. She seems shorter now than before. He then talks to his sister Tsukihai, and notices everything is fine with her. She looks normal just like before. There is also a cheerful girl who looks like a doll, and her name is Onanoki, and usually she is quite numb and emotionless. But now she is very happy and talkative, which is strange as well. All of this is simply too much for him, so he exits his house to get some clean air, and to clear his mind. He tries to contact a vampire called Shinobu, but gets no answer. He then visits a local shrine to talk to the spirits of a girl called Hachikuji, who died in a car accident, but the spirit also looks strange. He talks to her and says how everything has been so strange since he woke up, and explains how people and reality look kinda different. The city streets have flipped, what was once left is now right, and even the words he sees look like someone wrote them backwards. Hachikuji tells him it is all happening because he entered the mirror world. She then tells him that the mirror reality is the reason why Shinobu did not answer his call, because vampires do not have reflections, so theoretically she does not exist here. She also explains how in this world she is not a spirit, because she did not die in the car accident. So in this mirror world, everything is simply the opposite of what it should be. Hachikuji explains how there might be a solution to Koyomi's problem. She thinks that Shinobu might be able to open a gate to the real world for Koyomi. He then remembers that there is a special place that has a pool with magical powers in it. Koyomi thinks that the pool might actually help him communicate with Shinobu, and he desperately wants it since he wants to go back to the real world. The pool is located at Kanbara's place and Koyomi goes there. As he tries to enter the place, Kanbara suddenly appears and attacks him. She appears in a form of rainy devil. He tries to run away from that thing, but it is too fast and too powerful, so it looks like he is going to be killed. Luckily Hankawa then appears and saves his life. Hankawa takes Koyomi to safety and tells him he must find a partner. It also looks like someone sent her to help Koyomi. He then goes home where he finds Oikura. In the mirror world he has been friends with her for a very long time. They hang out and have a talk. She claims that she is very happy in this world, but somehow everything seems odd, like it is not true. After that Koyomi goes to the shrine again. There he finds Hachikuji, who is accompanied by Nadeko. Nadeko also looks different in this world. She then explains to Koyomi how things work in this world. Koyomi was surprised when Kanbara attacked him. She did not have her monkey paw on the right hand, but on the left. That is, it was not mirrored. Nadeko explains how here things are inverted, not mirrored. She says how in this world people's dark inner personalities and desires come to the surface. That is why everyone is acting strange and looks different. His sister Tsukihai, for example, has no secret desires, and that is why she does not look different in this world. Kanbara, on the other hand, has a dark alter ego that she wants to keep under control, but it comes out in this world. People from the real world have counterparts in the mirror world, but Koyomi now wonders what about him. He is afraid that he actually switched places with his counterpart, meaning that he is the real Koyomi but in the mirror world, and his counterpart is actually stuck in the real world. He is terrified that whoever is in the real world might be causing problems there. This thing gives him a headache, so he goes home to rest. At his home he enters his room where Oikura sleeps as well. In this world they share a room together. They have a talk about mirrors. Oikura says that mirrors do not reflect 100% of light, and that reflection is always a bit faded compared to the original. Koyomi thinks about it and goes to sleep, but he does not sleep very long. He is soon awoken by Ananoki, who tells him she can show him where Shinobu is. By the way, she looks different than she did that morning. Her face lacks expression once again, because she noticed Koyomi reacted strangely to her previously. She takes Koyomi to see Shinobu, and leads him to a castle that is actually an abandoned school in the real life. They go inside and search for Shinobu, and they find her there. They locate her hiding behind a curtain, and she looks like she has taken her human form. Shinobu warns him of the dangers of this world, and tells him he should escape it immediately. She says that his stay in the mirror world will affect people who also live in it. That is exactly what happened to Ananoki, who changed her personality to satisfy Koyomi. This world is very complicated and full of weird things and paradoxes. If others realize what is going on, it will destroy the world's balance and many problems might occur. Shinobu tells him she cannot help him return after all, but there is something about that pool that might help. As he talks with Shinobu, Koyomi suddenly becomes suicidal and has dark thoughts. Ananoki then tells them the time run out, and they say goodbye to Shinobu and exit the castle. It turns out that people can't be near Shinobu for too long, or else they have a strong need to kill themselves. That is why she was hiding herself behind the curtain, to prevent him from seeing her. The one who takes a good look at her then commits suicide, because of her unimaginable beauty. He then decides to visit Kanbara's house again, and asks Ananoki for help. They visit the house and Ananoki makes a distraction, that way allowing Koyomi to locate the pool inside the house. He looks at it but nothing happens. He then enters the bath, but still nothing happens. A person then appears and introduces herself as Kanbara's mother, and she joins Koyomi in the pool. She tells Koyomi that this pool does not have any magical powers, and then she talks about her daughter Kanbara. She scratches his back as she explains how she gave her that monkey paw. She explains that her family specializes in making oddities. She further explains how that scary rainy devil form is actually her alter ego. She also tells him that he must find his partner as soon as possible. The lady also says that Koyomi should help her daughter when the time comes, and then she disappears. He then feels pain on his back, thinking about how the lady scratched him too harshly. He looks at himself in the mirror and notices words written on his back. She left him a message, and it says Naoetsu High School. He then meets Ananoki and they form a plan. Koyomi says he will go to the high school, and Ananoki has a task of locating Hankoa. Koyomi wants to know who sent her to rescue him when he fought Kanbara. He then goes to visit the school, but he must blend in, so he goes home to put on his school uniform. He searches his closet but the uniform is simply gone. Instead he finds a girl's uniform. He stops and thinks about it, and concludes that it must be the uniform belonging to his counterpart. He hates the fact that this girly uniform is the only thing he has, but eventually puts it on. He then goes to the high school and searches it, but finds nothing. He then finds a secret classroom and a big surprise inside. There is Ugi waiting for him. She's the partner everyone told him about, the one he was supposed to find. She is wearing boy's uniform, and she was the one who took his boy's clothes, and left the girl's uniform. She then talks to Koyomi and further explains this weird bizarre world. She tells him that this actually isn't the mirror world, which shocks Koyomi pretty badly. Koyomi did not even enter the mirror world. Instead, he brought the mirror world into the real one. Ugi tells him what Oikura previously told him as well, that mirror reflects only 80% of the light. That 20% stays in the mirror and Koyomi somehow brought it into the real world. That 20% caused all this bizarre mess, and it forced people's alter egos to come out. This is also a reason why Koyomi was unable to find his counterpart, because he actually never left, that is why. She explains that it all started after Koyomi finished high school. He had regrets, and didn't want to move on with his life. His alter ego then suddenly stopped and refused to move on. Ugi explains how she was actually trapped inside that secret classroom. That is why she was unable to help him. Koyomi wanted to bring back all the things he had left behind, but instead, he brought along everyone's regrets and desires. Oogie then gives him a black mirror, which is the only thing that can reverse everything back to normal. It is the mirror that absorbs 100% of the light, so if he brings it to the shrine, that 20% can be absorbed back. He makes a decision, and now wants to put everything to an end. He later meets Hitagi, who was not there during this whole mess. She was absent because he has no regrets concerning her, and he plans to spend his future with her. He tells her about the recent bizarre events that happened to him. They stop at a traffic light and Koyomi suddenly jams, not knowing which foot to use when the light turns green. Hitagi laughs at him and tells him that sometimes if we think too much, we actually stay in place. She then shows him a solution, and he jumps forward with both legs, and Koyomi follows. Hey, thank you for staying all the way till the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It takes only a second, but it means everything to us. Have a great day and see you in the next video.